I'll try.
There is
yes.
This is the USB-C. It'll go here. It'll not go there. That's the 4C. I think.
Yes.
You have the wireless password.
1 minute.
Simple Wi-Fi password.
ISKCON Columbus.
They recently changed the password actually.
Password? Yeah.
He knows it. He will connect you. Sorry about the
Jera Madhav.
Yes.
Meanwhile, while all these things are happening,
For security reasons, we changed recently password. We are not saying louder, but
Else everyone's phones will come out.
yeah.
Even if you say it, nobody will remember. It's very complicated.
Is it?
yeah. Shall we do Jera Madhav while you are being connected?
Yeah, I'm just. Number?
And then there are space also in the front. Those who want to come, they can come in the front. There's a lot of space in this area. For female, they can take. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari
की, Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada की. We will sing these prayers to the Bhagavad Gita before we take the topic today and our to our acharyas. We will sing together. Please follow me as it's seen in the monitor. Gita Shastram idam punyam yah patet prayatah puman Vishnupadam avapnoti bhayashokadivarjita Gita Shilasya Pranayama Parasya Cha Naiva Santi Hi Papani Purva Janma Kritani Cha Malanirmochanam Pumsam Jalasnanam Dine Dine Sakrit Gitamritam Snanam Samsara Malanashanam Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanyai Shastra Vistare Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmadvinishita Bharatamrita Sarvasvam Vishnu Vakradvinishritam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandana Parto Vassa Sudhirvokta Dugdam Gitamritam Mahat Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantrastasya Namani Yani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva Prapanna Paritataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamritaduhe Namaha Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mimasuchaha Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It's my privilege, honor to be at Columbus Center here, Krishna House, and grateful to Naveen Krishna Prabhu, Ram Kirtan Prabhu for inviting me over in my short stay in America this time. And today, Hare Krishna. touch me not okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
You won't move.
Some Today also is a very special day for devotees, because today is the commemoration of Srila Prabhupada's arrival in United States, and 60th year of this commemoration. Way back in 1965, in the month of September, Srila Prabhupada came to this land of America. Those, although it's said as land of freedom, but we are not free from the bondage of Maya everywhere. So one place, Prabhupada was asked, Swamiji, why is the mortality rate high in India? Prabhupada said, everywhere it's the same, 100%. Everywhere, the time factor is controlling everyone. So Prabhupada came to give us the real freedom from the threefold miseries. And it's very special that at the age of 70, Prabhupada took this great expedition. This place is named after another person who traveled the globe trying to find India, Columbus. And in pursuit of India, he landed in America. And he thought, this is America. And I was reflecting that, long those times, people somehow or other wanted to go to India to become economically progressive. Now it has reversed. People want to leave India. But the main aspiration to improve one's life is there. And Prabhupada knowing, many will get India, not in India, but here in America, the Vedic tradition, the most important treasure of the Bhagavad Gita, we get by Prabhupada's mercy. And it was his Guru's order, Srila Prabhupada's Guru's order, to go to the West and spread Krishna consciousness, spread the message of Lord Chaitanya. So he wanted some solid, substance before so he prepared for years in Vrindavan, both internally and also bringing out the Bhagavatam. And it was on February 20th, Srila Prabhupada completed, February 20th, 1965, that Prabhupada, the third volume of the Bhagavatam was completed. And then he started his intense venture that how can I take the Bhagavatam to the Western countries. And Prabhupada especially wanted to come to America, New York. And he was asked once, your Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he sent many disciples to Europe and UK. Why did you not go there? So Prabhupada humbly and funnily said, I thought if I have to fail, let me fail in a new place. If I have to fail, let me fail in a new place. But that being said, the epicenter of the world's influence had shifted from Europe to America by the 1960s, post-World War. And therefore Prabhupada especially wanted to come to the most important city of the world, New York, in terms of economic progress. And from February 20, 1965 till August 13th, he was going back and forth, hardly in Vrindavan, going back and forth. So he could not really spend much time in Vrindavan in 1965. And if you see Prabhupada's journal diary also, you'll see he's trying for the ticket. And finally Sumati Morarji gives him the ticket for that there is a cargo ship that is leaving on August 20th. Can you increase volume slightly? Thoda sa. It's on high. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Till more. That's it, maximum. This is good. So she gave him the ticket to come to America for August 13th, 1965. And for years Prabhupada was in Vrindavan celebrating Janmashtami and all the holy occasions. And Janmashtami in 1965 came on August 20th. And Prabhupada didn't mind leaving Janmashtami in Vrindavan so that he could go on this ship. Not thinking, okay, bargaining with her, is there any ship going after Janmashtami? Because who would want to miss Janmashtami in Vrindavan? Who would want to miss Gaur Purnima in Maya? And all alone with no one, hardly any few crew members, he was on the Jaladuta celebrating Janmashtami. He cooked a little feast and served all the members there. And Vrindavan Day, Prabhupada's son, he came to see Prabhupada off. And His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj tells, when he met Vrindavan Day later, he was asking him, what were you feeling? What were your feelings? And Vrindavan Day said, I had tears that my father at the ripe age of 70. Anyone here 70 years old? No one? Anyone 60 plus? 60 plus? Okay. You can see, how the body starts to, after 40 there is a downslide. And after 50 the downslide increases further. What to speak of? So when he asked Vrindavan Day, he said, I was in tears, my father leaving. And I was pretty confident that I will not see my father again. Not that he will not come back, but he will not survive this journey and the cold place. But Prabhupada took that sacrifice to give us Krishna. So there is a saying that devotees have made. Prabhupada travelled on Jaladuta, carrying the message of Krishna as a Vishnu Duta, one who is the messenger of Vishnu. In the spirit of the Avaduta, Lord Nityananda giving to the most fallen to save all of us from the Yamaduta. So he travelled on Jaladuta as a Vishnu Duta in the spirit of a Avaduta to save us from Yamaduta. So that is today, very special day. So we should honor today's. And I was requested to speak from the Gita Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, about chapter 15. Chapter 15 is often a favorite chapter for many for different reasons. One of the most common reasons is it's a short chapter, only 20 verses. 20 verses, some chapters when we have to recite the Bhagavad Gita, all the 18 chapters, some chapters become never ending. Which is the longest chapter in the Gita? 18th. And the second chapter is the second. So, and the shortest is 12 and 15. So this chapter, Krishna is giving us a wonderful message. It's also considered to be the conclusion, the end of the Bhagavad Gita. In some versions, it is said that the Krishna ended the Bhagavad Gita many times. Queries, Krishna spoke further. So the first ending of the Gita is where? Is in the second chapter of the Gita. That's why Prabhupada called it as contents of the Gita summarized. And when Krishna spoke 2.72, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha, when Krishna spoke that was the end. But then Arjuna asked further, third chapter. Then it is said, Krishna spoke till the 4.3. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshi vidyu sakale neha mata yoga nashta parantapa. I am again speaking this because this was lost. Imam rajarshi vidyu. That in the previous I had spoken, and even to the sun god. And from the third chapter, when Krishna starts to speak, from when Krishna starts to speak in the second chapter, from 2.11 till the 4.3, is also considered as 108 verses of the Gita, the main Gita. So in this way, many times Krishna ended. Again it is said, Krishna also ended here, 15th chapter. And then 16 and 17 are considered to be appendices, extra, how in form of habits and in form of qualities. 17th chapter is about habits that we need to cultivate, 7 habits that we need to reform, ensure that they are in the Sattva Guna, 7. And in the 16th chapter, Krishna is speaking about the qualities, the attitude, the qualities, the Daiva Guna. And once he speaks the appendix, then 18th chapter is like even including these, he is speaking. But 15th chapter is also considered to the conclusion, because at the end of the 15th chapter, Krishna says, Idam uktva mayaraga krita krityasya, that one who knows this has achieved the perfection of his life. That one who has known and has reached this point, he is the one who has achieved success in his life. Each one has his own, many definitions of success. But we need to go by the definition of success that Krishna is giving. And usually in this world, people think that, no, if I achieve this particular position in my life, then I am happy. But Krishna says that the success in life is when we achieve the spiritual platform. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. And why we need to achieve the spiritual platform? Because it is without any mrityu. The cycle of birth and death is no more there. Amrita, no mrityu, and avyaya. In this world, you need to keep updating your knowledge to stay relevant. But once you achieve this position, it is ever ending. It never ends. And the process of bhakti is also eternal. Shashvatasya dharmasya. And the the satisfaction that you get, because in this world, what you do sometimes may be the same. We कुछ फर्क पड़ा. But the experience that we get from the thing diminishes. The same rasgulla is there. But when you eat the first time and when you eat the 10th time, one of our brahmacharis is from Bengal, Orissa. And in childhood they used to have a competition. They used to go to the sweet shop and they used to have a competition. How many rasgullas one can eat? Anybody has had such competition here in Columbus? Sponsored by the temple. You don't have to pay. So this particular brahmachari, he used to cross 50 rasgullas in eating. But will the experience be same after 4th or 5th? Your tongue will be totally saturated, sugar coated, that you can't experience anything. That's why in South India, if you go to traditional temples, what they do is they put a laddu and they put a savory. And traditionally the way they eat is they eat little savory and they eat little laddu. So you can savor more the thing. But when we achieve the spiritual platform, when we are with Krishna, the pleasure that we achieve is also never ending. It's ever anandamudi vardhanam. So that success that we achieve results into happiness. When you achieve the spiritual platform, then you achieve the happiness. And often this is seen to be the equation of happiness. What is the equation of happiness? Or the algebra? It's said to be it is a combined product of love, wealth and strength. When you have all this, then you are happy. But often something or other is missing from the life. If you pursue after wealth, you don't have enough time to spend in relationships, or your body is not fit. You have earned enough, but in that pursuit you have not ensured that you are healthy. So they say you lose your health to gain wealth, and then you lose your wealth to gain health back, which never comes. There is a stat that says 80 to 70% of the money that people earn, they spend trying to recover their health in the last 3 years of their life, or doctor's bills they spend. So this is does success come first or does happiness come first? Does success lead to happiness or happiness leads to success? Most think that once I achieve success, the success will lead to happiness. So therefore we are not directly running after happiness, we are running after trying to become successful. In the dictionary, happiness comes first or success comes first? Happiness, H and S. But in dictionary, it's many times death comes first before life. You slog so much that we, as they say, first hours dying to grow up, dying to get married, dying to have a house, and in that pursuit of dying for so many things, I never lived, and now I am actually dying. End comes before start, divorce comes before marriage, which is one of our devotees. He was in Bombay. He was looking for partner, and he seemed to be like a very open-minded. So when he was talking about different aspects of the marriage, he told the father-in-law that in case we get separated, this is how much I'll give to your daughter. The father-in-law became very afraid. ये पहले ही बात कर रहा है. हाँ?
Pre-marriage agreement.
Now it is kind of a in the air, but traditional nobody speaks about in case this happens. No, we will do this. It's common now. Because I don't want to go, but they and for most they think that it is success that gives happiness. This is a very famous incident in Indian cricket where World Cup final or semi-final was lost because he didn't run fast. MS Dhoni, Indian captain, he is usually known to be a very fast runner, but his overconfidence, or he didn't jump, and just by a few inches, he was run out, and that washed away the entire dream. And that regret always stays, because no matter what we do, if the end you don't achieve perfection, you don't achieve success, it leads to sorrow. So Krishna says in the 28th verse of this chapter that if you endeavor as I am guiding you in the Bhagavad Gita, then only your endeavors will know perfection. Otherwise, some or other regret people will carry if they don't live the path that Bhagavad Gita is suggesting. No matter how successful, they'll die with some regret. In fact, here in US there was a study done by a nurse who was in palliative care. So she saw many people leaving their body and they having different types of regrets before they die. So she kind of summarized as the top 5 regrets that people carry while they are dying. One is, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself and not life others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings, my emotions. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. I wish that I had let myself be happier. So without Krishna consciousness, without taking to Krishna, the end result of all our endeavors is going to be regret. Srila Prabhupada was asked by a reporter, Swamiji, you are doing so much, practicing so much, giving up, lot of things, and you are asking your devotees to give up. What if at the end of your life, before you leave the body, you realize that all this is a hoax? There is no Krishna. So won't you regret? So Prabhupada said that never mind whether Krishna is there or not, all through our life we had a very wonderful time. We had wonderful dancing. Who dances early in the morning? Once a sadhu had come to our Ujjain temple and he stayed for few days. When he stayed for few days, at the end he was asking, devotees were asking, what is your experience of staying with us? So he said, I'll say it in Hindi, then I'll translate in English. He said, आपका संस्था का नाम ना आपके स्वामी जी ने गलत दिया है. आपका संस्था का नाम ISKCON होना चाहिए, आपका संस्था का नाम होना चाहिए मुस्कान. He said, your society's name is wrongly named as ISKCON. It should be named as Muskan, because in Hindi Muskan means smile. I am seeing that from morning till evening, so much services, so much kirtan, and everybody is having a gleeful face. और गौरांगू says कि जब दिल में भोजा रहता है, when heart is heavy, then this curvature is down. Sometimes you have a stick, and if there is load, so it goes down, so thus there is no smile. But when we know Krishna is our caretaker, then we become free, then we become ecstatic. We go, the smile goes up. And it's also said, the best preacher is a happy devotee. If the devotees are looking happy, then you don't have to preach much. But कोई book distribution कर रहा है या somebody is trying to preach, he himself is looking very morose. Come here. I'll tell you about the Bhagavad Gita. किसी मुझे नहीं चाहिए. So if you are preaching to someone, the first duty is that you are happy. And if you are not happy, then looking at you, 10 people will say, I don't want that type of life. So the happiness, so this sadhu said, that everybody is joyous, that are dancing, singing, because dancing is a extreme expression of somebody being joyful. Like you will see some, father is struggling hard and his daughter suddenly gets, say, a seat or a very good job. In that joy, the father starts to dance. So that is the joy that devotees are experiencing. That Krishna is saving us, is going to save us. And he is our well-wisher. So in that spirit, devotees are happily dancing. Once I was at United Nations General Assembly. We were called for this, delivering Gaur Gopal who was the main, and I went with him. So in the United Nations General Assembly, they did an exercise. They told everyone, around 5,000 people were there, all from all nations, and they said that one of the biggest troubles in this world is people are so filled with anxieties that they are always down, burdened. And she said, I have a technique to remove the burden. So she told everybody to stand up. And after she made everyone stand up, and she said, everybody lift your hands. Then everybody lifted their hands. And then she said, now everybody start to jump up and down, dance. Because you need to let go of your burdens, and dancing is the best way. And then our devotees thought, everything is there in this except the Hare Krishna. Because devotees, what they do, we raise our hands and we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we added that element. Now doing kirtan, so everybody was dancing, thinking, but devotees were intelligent to add the kirtan. So in the General Assembly of United Nations, once kirtan happened, where everybody was dancing to the tune. Of course, not everybody heard. And this chapter, Krishna is giving us the way to achieve perfection in our life. In the previous chapter, Krishna explains about a tree that originates in Rajasi, in passion. Vivridhe, vriksha means, what is vriksha mean? That which grows. So Vivridhe, the tree that grows, and the tree of passion, the roots of the tree are desire, spriha. And that spriha, desire, as soon as the desire comes into our body or system, what happens? Ashama. We become restless. Sometimes, we are sitting quietly and chanting, and suddenly a desire comes that, oh, did I prepare the presentation, or maybe I need to buy this particular product. So in that way, you can come here. So as soon as desire comes, even in japa we are peaceful till some thought enters, and then we become restless. And this restlessness of desires makes us arambha karma, to initiate some action. So sometimes devotees are chanting and a thought comes, and the thought takes over so much that they put the bead back side only. पहले इसको निपटाता हूँ. But one devotee says, but devotees with their bead bag, they have this one finger out, and they try to do all that with that one finger, or use this left hand. We become left hand experts because of chanting. Is there at least one thing that devotees have achieved is learning to do many things with their left hand, because the right hand is busy chanting. Arambha karmana, that they initiate action, and that becomes a proclivity, their nature, their habit. And because it is a material desire, it never is satiated. Those who have a particular salary, they feel, I need to go to the next level. Those who have a particular house, initially they are happy, later they think, oh, this house is smaller, I need a bigger house. So greed overcomes. And Krishna says, tu phalam dukkham. This desire tree that the material world offers, the root is the desire and the fruit is the misery. Asha hi paramam dukkham. It starts with asha and it ends in nirasha. I was telling yesterday that there was a discussion between the eyes and the heart, and the eyes were told by the heart. This is again in Hindi, I will retranslate it. दिल आंखों से बोल रहा है, इतना देखो मत, देखते हो तुम, तड़पते हम. The eyes are being told by the heart, don't see so much, because you see and I become restless. देखते हो तुम, तड़पते हैं हम. And then the heart, the heart was told by the eyes, इतना चाहो मत, चाहते हो तुम, रोते हम. Don't want so much, don't have so much greed and this obsession, because you obsess and I cry tears. So any obsession in this world ultimately leads to dukkham, to misery. But in this chapter, Krishna is speaking of another desire tree which will take us upwards, not downwards. So there is this desire tree, material desire tree, that eventually takes us down our desires. Therefore, chapter 15 is called as a desire tree in both ways. Krishna fulfills both desires. This is only Radhanand Maharaj says that when you come to the temple, you can come for whatever desire, and that desire will be fulfilled. If you come to the temple for, say, prasad, your desire for prasad is fulfilled. But then, whatever you desire, that only you will get. What you will get? You will get prasad. You will not get anything more. If you desire for knowledge, you will get knowledge. If you desire for seeking Krishna, serving Krishna, you get service. So Krishna, Radha Natvar, Vrindavan Natvar, they are giving everyone ye tam ma prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamiham. What do you come for to Krishna for? I mean, most of the times we ask Krishna for something material, so therefore only Krishna reciprocates. Even as devotees sometimes. This often happens in Govardhan Puja. So many varieties of prasad are there. And as we are doing the parikrama, everyone is making a checklist. Which item I need to steal? I need to grab. And although sometimes mysteriously it's experienced that particular item comes to you. मेरे साथ तो हुआ है. That out of all the things जिसके ऊपर आंख पड़ी वही आ जाती है. Or you are having some material thought about something, maybe about acquiring some place or a gadget or something, and because the mind is going on in that, Krishna fulfills that, and we feel sorry. We had same thought about Krishna, क्योंकि भगवान ना इच्छा पूरी करते हैं, हम इच्छा गलत करते हैं. Krishna fulfills our desires, but we don't sincerely desire him. Therefore, he doesn't offer himself. भगवान से कुछ मत मांगो, भगवान को ही मांगो. Don't desire anything else other than Krishna. Krishna, we want you. Like Arjuna. Arjuna said, Krishna, I want you. So are our desires taking us up or down is the main crux of this chapter, the desire tree. And in the spiritual realm, that our happiness in practicing the bhakti, in process of bhakti, will lead ultimately to success. That whatever you do, Krishna is saying, do it priti purvakam. That bhajatam priti purvakam. My devotees worship me with great pleasure. Say whether the pujari is offering arti or we are cooking. When we do it with joy, not like a किसने डाल दिया मुझे इधर सेवा करने के लिए, who has put me into this seva. Or sometimes when our rounds are left at 11:30 p.m, then we start to recollect, who was that guy who gave me the bead bag to chant, who took me that commitment. No, but when we offer, whatever we offer, with pleasingly, Krishna is happy to accept. So, spiritual life, Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy with whatever your situation, happily practice. Happiness doesn't mean that we don't call out to Krishna in great earnestness. And in the material circle, people think first I'll get success, then I'll go for happiness. So spiritual realm and material realm, both, Prabhupada in the 15th chapter says this material world is reflected on the water of desire, or it's a reflection on the desire. And it is our desires that truly reflect whether we are spiritually growing or materially growing. Just like I'm giving this talk. My desire or my intention behind the talk will determine whether I'll grow spiritually by doing this seva, or my ego will grow by doing this seva. Same with comes pujari, same with comes a garland maker. Once in Chopati there was a garland makers meeting, and even in making of garlands there can be a Kurukshetra. I will make Radharani's garland. Why should only she make the Radharani's garland? So there was some kind of फूलों के बीच में कांटे आ रहे थे. All these material desires, material aspects. So there was a meeting, and that meeting was taken up by Maharaj, and Maharaj was explaining in that if we make a garland with a simple, humble, this is a privilege that I have got. So when Krishna wears that garland, he feels very joyous. But if it is with pride, if we make a garland, then Krishna feels this is a garland of thorns. It hurts him. So what is the desire? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So whether it is a spiritual journey or a material journey, no one else can evaluate. We have to evaluate ourselves based on our desire. And in the Manushya Loka, in the human world, usually the desires take us down. But when our desires are connected to pleasing and loving Krishna, Janati Purushottamam, then it is a spiritual growth that happens. And this is the dichotomy, or that the material realm is a reflection of the spiritual realm. There is some semblance, but not all qualities are there, and many are exact opposite. What is the highest there of service becomes the lowest looked down upon. That you are a servant, like sometimes our devotees say, you are a servant. So people don't understand. तुम नौकर हो. So what is the highest there of being a servant of servant is seen as lowest. In Gopinath Mandir, Bombay, we have a restaurant on the edge of the street called as Soham. And Soham is a very popular word used in the impersonal philosophy, saying that Soham means I am that I am God. Soham. So हम, that जिनको देख रहे वो मैं हूँ. Soham. So there was a thought dialogue between a impersonalist who was coming from that Soham restaurant and our devotees. And our devotees said, it is not Soham, it is Dasoham. It is Dasoham. I am always a servant of Krishna. And that impersonalist, he added another Sa. And he said, it is not Dasoham, It is Sada Soham. I am always God. And the devotee added Da. Dasa Dasoham. So devotee always tries to find the lowest of the positions, but whereas a impersonal understanding tries to think how I am there as God. So as Prabhupada mentions, the material realm is only 1/4 of creation. Of the creation, 3/4 is spiritual and 1/4 is material. This is a story that once this painting was there, and Prabhupada's one of the disciples, Prabhupada asked him that which aspect of this painting looks attractive to you, and he somehow pointed to the dark place. This appears to be attractive to Prabhupada because he didn't know anything about the painting. And then Prabhupada said, that is where you are in the material world. So it appears to be attractive. Maharaj. Thank you. So you can see that in the material realm, what is easy? It is very easy to be negative and very tough to be positive. Anything happens usual, maybe it is very easy to ignore in the material world. People just ignore us, like even after doing so much. And it is very difficult to thank really from the heart. In this material realm, it is easy to hate but tough to love. And you will see these things become the exact opposite in the real realm. In the spiritual realm, it's easy to be positive and difficult to be negative. It's very easily Krishna and his devotees are thanking, and very rare to ignore someone. In spiritual circles, it is easy to love and tough to hate. So if we are able to make this switch, what is easy becomes of the spiritual nature, then we know we are actually in the substance, not in the shadow. Even there is this saying by Max Planck, for religion, God is at the beginning. That we accept God as a very concrete principle and then we practice our life. For science, God is at the end. After all research, then when it is beyond you, like typical doctors. Hindi movie, अभी बस ऊपर वाले के हाथ में. After they try everything, then everything is left to God. So both accept, but what is the first principle that we accept? This is the dichotomy. There is this atheist version and Christian, or if you read from the top, it is the atheistic version. If you read from the bottom, it is the theistic version. We'll read it. So atheist is, I live my life according to these beliefs. God does not exist. It is just foolish to think that there is a God with a cosmic plan, that an all-powerful God brings redemption, healing to the pain and suffering in the world is a comforting thought. However, it is only wishful thinking. People can do as they please without eternal consequences. The idea that I am deserving of hell because of sin is a lie meant to make me a slave to those in power. The more you have, the happier you will be. The success leads to happiness. That is the theistic understanding. Our existence has no grand meaning or purpose. In a world with no God, there is freedom to be who I want to be. But with God, everything is fine. It is ridiculous to think I am lost and in need of saving. Now comes the reverse. I am lost and in need of saving. It is ridiculous to think that everything is fine. But with God, there is freedom to be who I want to be. In a world with no God, our existence has no grand meaning or purpose. The more you have, the happier you will be, is a lie meant to make me slave to those in power. Because of sin, I am deserving hell. The idea that people can do as they please without eternal consequences is only wishful thinking. It is a comforting thought, however, that an all-powerful God brings redemption and healing to the pain and suffering in the world. That there is a God with a cosmic plan, it is just foolish to think God does not exist. I live my life according to these beliefs. Same, but do you read from the top or the bottom? And to just make things little lighter. Same happens, same conversation I'll read before marriage and after marriage. Before marriage. Girl says, I can't wait anymore. Boy says, will you ever leave me? Never even for a second. Did you love me? Yes, at every moment. Will you ever hurt me? No, never after marriage. Will you trust me always? Yes. Boy, Jasmine, calling out her name. No, after marriage, read it backwards. Boy says, Jasmine. Wife says, yes. Will you trust me always? No, never after marriage. Will you ever hurt me? Yes, at every moment. Did you love me? Never even for a second. Will you ever leave me? I can't wait anymore. I want to leave. So it's a puzzle that nimittani cha pashyami. The approach reverses with the way the atheist sees the world and the way a devotee sees. For an atheist or those who don't, the world is more important. But for the devotee, Krishna is the first priority. There is this beautiful story that is told that once, a puzzle of the whole earth globe was asked to be made by a teacher. And one particular student, he came very quickly, he solved the puzzle and he brought to the teacher. And he said, how did you make it so fast? He said, teacher, I flipped the world map and I saw there was a photograph of a man. And I just fixed the man and the world was fixed. So when you focus on trying to fix your worldly problems, it will always be a challenge. If you cater to one thing, the other thing will slip. But when we connect to Krishna, then Krishna fits the whole puzzle. A beautiful story is told. We have time? It's 5 minutes? 10 minutes. I'll end with this. Whole chapter will take long time. So once a father, he left an inheritance. And the time came for the Batwara, the division of. So they read the will. And in the will, the father said, half of my property should go to my first child. 1/4 of my property should go to my second child. 1/5 of my property should go to my third child. So they all gathered what all father has, they started to divide. Then came the father also had a horses. How many horses were there? 19 horses were there. 19 horses divided by 2. 19 by 2, how much is it? 9.5. Easy to say. But in reality, can you make 9.5 horses? You can't. So the second and third brother was saying, you take 9, round it off. So no, I'll round it off to 10. So there was fight. Also 1/4 was not possible. 1/4 of 19 is again a fraction. 1/5 of 19 is again a fraction. So nobody was able to resolve. So then a sadhu was going by. So they said, sadhu के पास कब जाते हैं? When problem is beyond you. Once Gauranga Prabhu was traveling from Bombay to America, and on international flights there is free wine served, and Indians go into the mood of पैसा वसूल. Like, और in Bombay we say, जहाँ पे भी कुछ फुकट वहाँ पे हम प्रकट. Anything free, Indians will pounce. So he started to drink and drink and drink. After a while, he became totally uncontrollable, and he was making a mess on the flight. At that time, the air hostess, she came running to Gaurang Prabhu. Hey, you are a spiritual person. Can you control him with your you have learnt in this? So Gaurang Prabhu asked, before giving him wine, did you ask me? Before getting into the problem, people don't consult sadhus. They go and do it. And once they are in problem, Guru Maharaj, please solve my problem. So they approach the sadhu, please solve a problem. The sadhu said, this is a difficult problem, I have seen all. So what I will do is, I will also donate the horse that I ride in, you only take. And once this sadhu donates this horse, it becomes 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. The first son is happy, he takes the 10. 20 divided by 4 is 5. The second son takes and he is happy. 20 divided by 5 is 4. The third son takes 4 horses, he is happy. The one horse which the sadhu had, that was lying. And then he thought, abhi iske upar jagda hoga. So then he said, I have solved your problem, so please give me one donation. Give me the horse back. And then they gave him this horse. So apparently the sadhu didn't do anything. Goda diya, goda liya. Usme pura nikal gaya. That's the way Krishna comes into our life. Does he eat the food? He eats the food, but he gives back the food. And in that, the whole karma is evaporated. The whole anxiety of bondage is removed. That you smell flower, you offer to Krishna and smell flower. There is a mark of difference in its effect. So therefore, devotees always choose Krishna first and not absorbed in this world. Usual tendency is, let me fix my life, then I will come to Krishna to chant. Then I will have time. People think spirituality is a luxury. When life is all very nice, comfortable, then what you will do with extra time? Let's do some spiritual entertainment. No sir, spirituality is an emergency. When we take to Krishna, then everything else will set right. And if you don't take Krishna and think, I will only solve my problems, I will fix my world, then we are there for a disaster. So this chapter begins with the world and ends with Krishna, but that the world needs Ashwatha Moolam, Suviruda Moolam. So it starts with description of the world and comes to the conclusion of that Janati Purushottamam. But one of our acharyas beautifully says, because this chapter is about reversing, actually Krishna spoke this chapter in a reverse. What should be the first verse is the 20th verse. Because for devotees, world is not important. Krishna is important. So he explains this whole chapter from the last verse to the first verse. That knowing Krishna should be our first priority. Don't make our world as the first priority. And making that. And once we do that, then we know that how Krishna is beautifully maintaining everyone. And ultimately we know. I'll just come to the conclusion. This chapter is such a revelation of consciousness paradox that is there. So all our endeavors end point should be Krishna. That is the conclusion, which should not be at the end of life, but that should be the main priority. Therefore, this Acharya explains that as the first section. And why Krishna? Because he is the, even materially or spiritually, in the material realm or the spiritual realm, Chara or Akshara, he is beyond all of them, superlative of all souls. And what does he do? In this world, he is rewarding everyone rightly as per their requests. And who can see him? Eligibility to envision, those who can see Krishna in everything. And why people are not able to see Krishna? Those who become victim of vanity, those who become absorbed in their sense gratification, they are not able to witness Krishna. But we are come out of vanity and practice the principles that Krishna gives in 6.3. Then we are able to enter into the eternal realm and understand that this world is only a reflection of the spiritual realm. This is only reflected roots that are there. So, the whole message of this chapter is reverse the approach. Don't keep Krishna at the last. Apparently, this chapter Krishna comes at the last, but for devotees, Krishna comes the first. First thing in the morning we do is chant our rounds, and then we get into our duties. If we think the whole day everything, I'll fix up everything, and in the night I'll chant, what will happen? Your whole day will go mess, and night time will also not have time to chant. But those days when we properly chant our rounds, make Krishna top priority, you will see mystically how the whole day you have the strength to deal with the world, the challenges. Sometimes they get fixed up or not, but you are able to better handle. So that's the secret to live our life. This is a summary of this chapter. Of course, this was my little attempt to present the different chapters of the Gita with different visualizations. This was a visualization of a reflection, how there is a complete paradox or contradictory way in which material Hare Krishna, in which materialism and spiritualism see the world and live their lives. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and hope you carry some points to apply in your life. It's my great pleasure to be here. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, and the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki.
ISKCON Mohan Prabhu ki. So whatever Prabhu said is also the part of his book. There's only I see few of them. So if you want to, I need a volunteer who can man the book. Ram Kirtan Prabhu. If you want to take, you can talk to him. So he will get the book. Okay, he will sit on the table. So that we can end. So thank you very much. We'll all stand up now for the Kirtan. Would you like to give me?
How much time?